Hey everybody, happy Family Day. I hope you're enjoying your day with your families, all right? And as you get prepared for the comp season that's ahead of you, I wanted to pop in and share with you guys how to do this makeup tutorial for your competitions that you have coming up, okay? So for those that don't know who I am, my name is Karlee Prins, and I am in charge of your makeup packages this year. So I'm so excited. Actually, I think this is the third or fourth year that I've been doing it. So I am here to share with you guys step by step how to do this. And if you have any questions whatsoever, don't hesitate to ask. That's what I'm here for. And I want to keep it as simple as possible, okay? So I'm going to be speaking to those people who honestly are new at this and just don't really have a clue, okay, of what's going on. So again, be open and honest, and whatever questions that you have, I'd be happy to answer them, okay? So when you guys hop on below, comment below, let me know what dance you're in. I'm just always curious what you guys are doing. It's so fun. I just love this community that you guys have built here and that Heather has built. And yeah, thanks for letting me be here, okay? So as you can see, I have this side done already, okay? I did absolutely nothing on this side so that I can show you how to recreate this look for your competitions, okay? So, you guys ready? I have the list here of the packages, so I'm going to kind of be running through that as I speak to you guys. And again, if you have questions, just comment below. And if you have questions later on after I'm done this too, by all means ask them, and if I'm still in this group, I'll answer them. Otherwise, Heather will forward them to me, okay? All right, so we're just gonna start with our base face is what I like to call that first, okay? That's what I'm gonna be starting with on this side. So hi ladies, how are you? Welcome. So whether you're doing this on your child, they're doing it on themselves, or you're doing it on yourself for the competitions that you have coming up, I'm gonna try and keep it as simple and as easy as possible for you guys, okay? But you can see the difference. It makes a big difference having show makeup on for when you're on stage, okay? So I'm just gonna go ahead and start with my primer on this side. This is gonna help, especially if you have a lot of dances throughout the day. This is gonna help keep it in place and make it look amazing all day long. It's gonna reduce your shine. It fills in pores and fine lines, if some of you have that, and like I do anyway, and it just helps, like I say, keep your makeup looking fabulous, okay? So that is the primer, the face primer that's listed on your sheet, okay? Just so that you can kind of know what that's about, all right? Then the next step is foundation, okay? So it's important to have the foundation just to give you that more even look, because when you're dancing, you're hot, you're working really hard, you're gonna get a little bit flushed, and it just keeps that more flawless look, more monotone type look to your face as you are working hard out there, okay? All right, so the two options that I put below are the stick foundation and the liquid foundation, okay, on your sheet. They're both amazing. Honestly, it's just more of a personal preference and more about your skin type. If you're really dry, I will say the stick. It can be for dry and oily, and if you're really oily, I would say the liquid foundation, okay? So for today's purpose, I'm just going to go with the stick and show you how that works. Both of them are applied with what we call the kabuki brush, okay? So a flat brush like this. If you have one at home, perfect. If you need one, by all means, we have them here as well. But this is the brush that I recommend. It's dense, it's flat, and it's literally just gonna buff the product on for you. For the liquid foundation, it drops out like this, just so you guys can see. Comes like a dropper. I know lots of you had this last year, so you just literally drop about 5 to 6 drops on the brush and then apply. For the stick, you just literally apply it all over. Obviously, I'd be doing my other side of my face too if this side wasn't done. Hey, Aim, how are you, girl? Hi, guys, how are you? Hopefully, you're enjoying your family day. I know a lot of you will be out and about, but if you're catching the replay later on, you can put replay below and let us know that you stopped by, okay? So already applying that foundation, look at how much of a difference it made, okay? So you don't need much, you guys, but this brush literally just buffs it right on and makes it flawless, okay? And like, say all of a sudden you had some extra little pimples or something, you can just go in and add a little bit more on there in the areas that you want to, okay? So both of them are a layerable foundation and they're gonna last forever, okay? So, and if you need help with finding your color match, just comment below or send me a message. You can text me. My phone number is on that list. You can send me a message on Facebook, whatever works for you. And I will get your daughter, you, whoever is going to be needing it matched up right away, okay? I do it all the time online, and it's an easy, super easy process, okay? So I don't know about you guys or if your daughters have dark circles under their eyes, but I do. So I need to take care of this to brighten up my whole under eye area, okay? So So for concealer, which a little tube like this will last you, if you're using it every day, like 10 to 12 months. It's crazy. It lasts forever. And you don't need very much at all. I'm just going to put a little bit on. I like to concentrate it on the inner portions of my under eye and my eyelid. Okay, for putting my eyeshadow on, I like to have, like my eyelids, if you can see, there's a little bit darker tone to it. So I like to have a neutral base to put my eyeshadows onto. So that's why I put concealer below and on top when I'm going to be doing my eye makeup, okay? So you can see how it just literally evens that out, takes it away. And again, I can color match you for this as well, but it should be a shade or two lighter than your foundation just to brighten that eye area up. Okay, already it's coming together, guys. The other thing that I wanted to say is if you or your daughter, whoever it is that is wearing the makeup, has issues with their eyeshadow creasing throughout the day, or you want to make sure it stays put all day long, that's what eye primer's for, okay? Again, it's the tiniest little bit, like a pencil tip amount, split between two fingers, and you would apply it on both sides, okay? So I already did it on here, but I'm just going to take it and apply it on this side ever so slightly. You're going to feel it's a little bit tacky, and then we got to let it dry, okay? So I do my base, my foundation, my concealer, my eye primer, and then I'm going to go in and do a little bit of contouring and teach you guys that, okay? So, yeah, I know, I want to know, what are you guys up to today anyway for Family Day weekend? So fun. I know for some people are off the whole week, some people are off for a couple days of school. I know you guys still have dance this week except for today, which is super awesome. Okay, so next up, and if I'm going too fast, just let me know if you have any extra questions about any of those things that I just talked about for the foundation, concealer, primer, and eye primer, let me know. Okay, I'm going to keep moving on though, so you guys can kind of get to the basics of everything else. So if you look on this side, this is what I use even for myself every day, is the basics of having a little bit of bronzer on. When we have foundation, if you can look at this side, it's going to make your face look a little bit more monotone. That's the purpose of it, right? It covers up areas that we want to help hide. So by adding a bronzer back in, it's going to give us a little bit more definition, like on this side, and it gives that contoured effect, okay? It's going to give you, especially up on stage with those bright lights, you know, foundation, if we don't add something to our cheeks, whether it's blush or bronzer or both, it's going to look we're going to look very washed out, okay? So the purpose of bronzer is to put that back in underneath our cheeks like that, okay? So if you were to suck your cheeks in, where it indents and where underneath that bone to your hairline is where you're going to apply it, okay? So you can get your daughter to do that. Suck her cheeks in, apply it along the bone, and you are good to go. At this point, it's not blended, but you can just kind of lightly do circular motions like this and then pull it underneath your jaw. Again, this is like contouring 101 in a nutshell of like the easiest way to contour. Essentially, you want to put contouring here, here, and here. So it'd be like a forwards 3, backwards 3 type of thing. So if you're thinking that, you can think of forwards 3, backwards 3. Okay, so you can apply it if they don't have bangs, you can apply it along their forehead. Again, the point of that is to keep the focus in the middle of their face. Okay, so by putting a little bit of bronzer around the hairline, we already did it here. You can put it along the jawline. That's going to keep the focus in the center of the face where we want it. It's going to give a little bit more definition to your face, a little bit more color. I mean, I know we live in Alberta where we don't see a lot of sun in the winter, right? So a lot of us need that extra little bit of color. So especially with the bright stage lights. Now you can take a little bit and run it on the edge of your nose if you want. Again, this is optional. I'm just showing you how you can contour quickly with using bronzer. Okay, you just put a little bit on the edge of the nose. You don't even notice it when you look from the side, but from the front, it gives a little bit more definition. Okay, all right. Next up is the blush. Okay, and you'll see on your order form that blush by itself, if you look in the face section, is going to be this one. Okay, right here, it comes in a little circular compact like this. It's going to last you a really long time, and all you're going to do is take a little bit. Again, I use the same brush as my bronzer, and I start basically right here, and I just pat it backwards over a little bit higher. Here's the bronzer, here's the blush, and I just put it a little bit higher, and then I blend in circular motions back, okay? Just like that. Okay, you don't need much of any of these products, you guys. If you're unfamiliar with Younique, by the way, I should just add, it's a safer cosmetics product. We abide by European standards, which means the European market bans 1,300 chemicals from their beauty and skincare products, okay? Whereas the US market bans 11. So it's a safer cosmetics. There's less impurities, less chemicals in them, and it's, like I say, it's just all around safer. That's why I love it, especially for kids when we're applying it on them for dance competitions, right? So we know it's safer. Okay, and they're highly pigmented, so you don't need much at all. Okay, so I'm just gonna apply the blush like that, but I wanted to show you because if you look at it says the purple, the lighter shadow, and the duo plus the smaller blush. I wanted to show you what that is because not everyone wants a bigger blush. So I wanted you to see, this is going to be the 2 eyeshadow shades that I'll get to in a second. But this is like a smaller magnetic kind of little pot, I guess. So you can see the size difference here, okay? So this is a smaller blush. It can be, again, used for eyeshadow as well, or you can use this one here for blush. So that's the difference between them. So when I say smaller blush, it's going to be this size. And when it just says blush alone like this, that's this size, okay? So you guys can kind of make your decision from there, okay? All right. Now, I'm going to do the eyebrows first, and then I'm going to jump to your eyes. Again, eyebrows are totally subjective. I know some of the older girls, they absolutely rock at doing them themselves. I'm not sure if you'd want to do this on your younger girls or not. Again, it's your choice, but I just wanted to teach you, okay? And even if it's just for yourself to learn for you for every day, okay? So what I use is a spoolie brush that it literally twists up like this, and it comes in 3 shades, light, medium, and dark. So for me, I use dark, okay? And again, if you need help finding what color you are, I would be happy to do that with you as well. Okay, so use the spoolie end first. Brush your eyebrows kind of up and over, okay? That's what we do first. I'm a product of the 90s that over-plucked my eyebrows, and so this is what's left of them. So by filling them in, I just take a little bit underneath like this. It just does little hair-like strokes. If you screw up, you guys, it's okay. You can just take your finger and wipe it away, okay? So it's very forgiving. Once it dries, it stays put and it's smudge-proof. But you can easily fix it if you mess up. So that's what I love about it too, is kids are constantly moving. They're moving their eyebrows. You're trying to do different things, or for yourself too, and it's very forgiving for beginners or any level, okay? Then I go on the top within the hairline as well. Okay, I leave that end for a little bit, and then I go and just meet it up with that other. Okay, so you can kind of see how it's taking the shape now. All right, then I want to go in and just fill in this area lightly, just giving little hair-like strokes like this. Going all the way over. Fill in this area here. Okay, now this part, you can keep it, again, it's subjective. You can keep it more square like this, but I like to kind of just round it off a little bit like this and then fill it in. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense to you. I honestly, the more that you try it, the easier it gets, okay? Now take your spoolie end again, and you can just literally brush any excess away or things that aren't in the place that you want. You just brush it away, and that's it. Now, if you want an extra little tip of keeping them in place a little longer, just take like a fluffy powder brush that you have and powder that you have, or setting powder even, and just apply it over top like that, and that will help set that as well, okay? All right, we're ready for eyes, and this is probably one of my favorite parts. It's such a pretty combination. For those of you who have been in dance for a long time, the colors haven't changed, okay? Maybe the product that I'm showing you is going to change, but if you have what you've been using for other years, just continue to use that, okay? It's the same type of thing. And if you have the cream shadow that you've had for the last couple years and you want a refresher, then this is what I would recommend for you. Or if you're new, then this is what I'd recommend for you as well, okay? So Heather and I chose these colors, and basically I'm going to show you how to use these two in combination to create this look, okay? So I recommend having a brush like this, okay? So I call it the liner shader brush. Basically it's going to be fluffy, but not super fluffy. It's a little bit flatter. If you have a brush like this, by all means use it. If you need one, it's on the sheet called liner shader brush, okay? And my tip for this, you guys, for any eyeshadows that you're applying that you want to prevent the fallout underneath your eye, I like to wet my brush, okay? So if you have a rose water bottle, or if you have a little spray bottle that you can take with you, or if you want to get the setting spray, that's what I use. It's a big tip that I have to help keep your eyeshadows in place. So hold your brush back, give a couple sprays. Again, it can be, like I said, rose water, regular water, but by wetting your brush, it makes a world of difference, okay? So I'm using the setting spray for mine. Now, I'm going to take in this color. It's called Credulous, and it is really pigmented, okay? You don't need much of it, and anytime that we are going in for eyeshadows, you want to kind of pat it once, maybe twice, apply it and keep going back, okay? Instead of digging it right in there, you're gonna have way too much. It's gonna go under the eye. It's gonna be a mess that you're gonna have to clean up, and you're gonna be frustrated, okay? So less is more for this, okay? And you can just get your daughter to close her eye, or if you're applying it on yourself, you can look down in a mirror. That's helpful. But yeah, just get your daughter to close her eye, and I basically start in the middle, okay? And I'm gonna kind of go to the outer edge. I have to put more on my brush now, but again, less is more. We want to be able to go back and forth as many times that we need to, so that we can try and prevent some of the shadow from falling underneath. Now, you can see how it's going to be messy like this at the beginning, and that's okay. I'm going to show you how to blend that. But the biggest thing is I'm not swiping it on, I'm packing it, okay? So I wet my brush, I dipped it in the powder, and I'm pressing it on to my eye like this, okay? So you can keep going back and forth as many times as you want, dipping it, re-dipping it in, but I'm patting it on my eyelid, okay, from inner corner. This is called your, this is your crease area here where that bone is, okay? So use that as a guideline. Oh, whoops. Sorry, dropped my brush. Sorry. Okay. Basically use it from the inner corner. We're going like a rainbow shape into that bone area, into the outer corner. Can you guys see that? And it's messy at the beginning. That's okay. All right, it's going to be, so don't freak out. Okay, then I like to add a little bit more in this outer corner, and I'm almost pressing it into that bone area, okay? Because if you can see over here, it's a little bit higher than my bone at the moment, right? So I'm going to go press it, press it, press it, like that. Now, for any eyeshadow look, even for ones that you do on a normal basis, having a blending brush, it's listed on your sheet, is key, okay? So it looks like this, and it's fluffy. And basically, you want to take it like a windshield wiper, and I'm almost going, instead of holding it down here where you have more control, you're holding your brush a little farther back, and you're basically brushing it like a windshield wiper and kind of moving in circular motions along that shadow line. But I'm not pressing it into it. I'm barely touching it, just moving the product slightly, okay? So again, holding it farther away, doing little windshield wiper motion all the way across that bone area. So it's going to lightly move the product around, and you just go like a windshield wiper back and forth. Okay, see how it's blending that out for me? So it's not so harsh, okay? You guys can do this, I promise. Okay, next, that's the purple, okay? Super easy that way, okay? It just takes a little bit of time to kind of get less product, pack it on, go back for more each time you pack it on, and blend it out. Now, the other shade here is called the highlighter shade, okay? This one is, it's really pigmented as well. It's really shimmery. So again, I like to take, and this isn't on the list, sorry, I should have had it there, but if you want a highlighter brush, by all means, it will be included in the discount too. And this is called a deluxe brush, okay? It looks like the smaller one that I applied the purple with, but I like to have a brush that doesn't have purple on it, that's just going to be for my lighter shades that I know is not going to be cross-contaminated, that I'm going to all of a sudden add purple in areas that I don't want purple. If you don't have two brushes, you can get what's called off Amazon a color switch, okay? So it's a little like block of, I don't even know what you'd call this, but you run your brushes on it, and then it's good to go. You can use your brush again. So again, they're off Amazon, and they're called color switches, makeup brush color switches, and you'll find it. They're like $6 or something. So if you have Amazon Prime, you can get it right away. Okay, but I use this quite often to just give my brushes a quick clean, and then they're good to go, okay? But like for me, I use just a regular brush that's only gonna be for my highlighter shade. Up to you what you choose to do, okay? So I'm just going to take a little bit of this color. You don't need much. Tap it off, okay? And then I'm going to apply it on the inner corner, okay, to give that extra little highlight. I like to apply it a little bit more on that eyelid area too. Then we're going to take a bit extra. I start right here. The color switch. Hey Candace, how are you? I know, right? The color switch rocks. Everyone should have them. I'm going to start by putting my highlighter in the peak of my eyebrow. Okay, I don't want the bulk of it to be here. I want it to be here. And I'm going to just kind of spread it out this way, use the excess on my brush, and then blend it into that purple like that. Okay, now you can take it and use it as a highlighter on your cheeks. But what I like to do is I put a little bit on the tip of my nose, down the bridge of my nose. Okay, use your finger and kind of blend it out. Use it on your Cupid's bow here. Again, this just helps accentuate those areas that we want to bring forth. Contouring pushes things back and gives the shadow effect, whereas highlighting brings things forth what we want to highlight, okay? Then take a little bit on the highest part of your cheekbone. Just going to run it here. And I'm just going to blend it out with my finger, okay? Again, I'm just using this as eyeshadow, you guys, but it's multi-purpose, okay? And then just use it like that and blend it out. Okay, you can add a little bit more highlighter, just however you see fit. Like I said, like that, you guys, you have 2 shades that you have not only used as your highlight, but you've completed your eye look as far as shadows go, okay? You can do this, and I'm so excited for you. So these shadows you can come individually. So say last year you already have this one, and now you want to switch to this one. You can get each one of these individually. You get them together, or you can get them with the blush as well, okay? Your choice. But again, it will be the small blush, not the bigger blush. All right, so now liquid eyeliner, okay? I know this scares a lot of people. It used to scare me too. So I totally know where you're coming from, especially when you have like 5, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, 10-year-olds that are blinking as you're kind of moving and putting the product on. So what I like to teach people is they're just gonna close their eyes or they're gonna look down, okay? As you're putting on the eyeliner, okay? And if you can do, instead of just going in one line like that, just start really slow and just kind of going in little like shifts like this. You can see how it's slowly getting there along their lash line. But if you go, the smaller swipes you go, the less chance you're gonna have those little accidents when they blink, okay? And then I like to go all the way over to the whole lash line. Now, where we get the winged from, okay, because the purpose of the wing is it's just going to open the eye up even more. From farther back, it stands out more. It makes everything look brighter, okay? So I'm not sure if the little girls do that or not, but Heather or Candace can pipe in and tell me that. But I wanted to teach you so that you guys know how, okay? So if you're looking at her bottom lash line, basically from her bottom lash line is where it's going to come out. So don't worry about the top for now. We're going from the bottom and measuring, and it's just going to come straight out like that. So if you look at this side, bottom out. All right, so I know it's harder for me to do it on myself and show you guys on camera, but we're just going to give it a whirl. Okay, so basically I start with the tip out away from her eye to make that extra little point there. Sorry, I gotta go down like this. And then you can kind of connect it in. Okay, you just want the outer edge to be the most pointy part. Okay, obviously that's not connected. You cannot just leave a line like that outside of their eye, okay? So I'm gonna show you how to connect them. So I start about here on my eye and about here on this line outwards. And I just kind of want to draw a line from that point all the way to about 3/4 of the line there. So you guys can see how it has an open space now. Now we just take this and fill that in. So again, as she's looking down, this is just kind of a guideline that you can use. Okay, so we have to connect those two together so it creates a flawless thing. Okay, like that. Hey Jill, how are you? Welcome ladies, hopefully you're having an amazing family day. If you're catching the replay later on, #replay. And if you have any questions whatsoever, don't hesitate to ask, okay? Oh yeah, it does help a lot. You're right, Candace, yeah. And if I feel like if you can master it, with those simple techniques that I used, you're going to be golden. You're going to be able to do it. Not a big deal at all. Your always gets a wing too, Kelly? Okay, awesome. All right. So that's the eye look, you guys. Besides mascara at this point, you can make it thicker, you can make it longer, whatever, but that's the basics of it. You go across, do a line from the bottom lash line, and then connect the two together, okay? So I'm going to show you then mascara or lash products, okay? So for you guys, if you prefer to use false lashes, that's totally up to you, okay? The kind that I like to use is like the Ardell kind. Again, you can use Quo. Those are the two brands that I recommend from a drugstore, okay? If you like those. And then I really like the Duo Glue, okay? If that's something that you want to do. I'm not going to show you how to put these on. If you need help with that though, one little tip that I do, so I can show you guys, is I actually, so this is my little insert from those lashes. I put a strip of glue here and set it aside as I'm measuring and cutting or whatever I need to do with the false lash. Then it needs to be tackier for when I'm going to dip it and apply it. So I use a piece of paper like this, I dip my lash in, I wave it a little bit, make sure it's tacky, and then I put it on. Okay, so try that if that's what you prefer to use. But for those who want mascara, that's where I come in, okay? And the lash products are not on the makeup package. You have to go get those yourself, okay? If that's something that you prefer, okay? And the other ladies at your studio can, I'm sure that are experts at it, can help you with that too, okay? All right, so this is called Lash Primer. Again, it's not something that's like required by any means, but again, I'm here to just teach you the benefits of it and what it will do to help your lashes look amazing. Okay, so if you were to apply the lash primer, basically it's like applying mascara. Go all over the whole lashes. Now, if you have a daughter and they're like blinking like this, just tell them to look down, blink whenever they want to blink, and you can just hold the wand as they look down and you're brushing their lashes, okay? Blinking's okay for them applying mascara. In fact, it's actually encouraged, otherwise their eyes are going to run. So just get them to look down and they can blink whenever they want as you kind of brush the bristles through there, okay? So now, I like to use the 4D mascara. This is the tips that I have for you for that though. If you pull it out really fast, you're going to end up with that at the end, especially this is a new tube, okay? There's a lot in here. It lasts a long time, which is a good thing, but when you first get it, you don't want that, all right? So you pull it in, pull it out slow, wipe the tip off, and you're good to go, okay? That's the tip that I have. It makes the world of difference, I promise, okay? Then you're going to go and apply it to your lashes, or your daughter's lashes, okay? Again, they can be looking down. They can blink whenever they want to blink. And you're just going to add some layers. So if I didn't have the other side done already, I would go from one side, one coat. I'd wait a little bit. I'd go to this side. As this one's kind of drying as I'm doing this side, back and forth, kind of build it up. Sorry, hopefully I'm not missing. Make sure it's strip lash glue and not individual lash glue. Yes. Lash can be bought at all drugstores. Yeah, Walmart has multi-pack options, and so does Rexall. So I usually get them in 4-packs, and then they usually have them on sale too. But yeah, it's the actual strip lash adhesive, okay? Eyelash adhesive. But yeah, this one's listed as the #1. That's why I do love it. It works awesome. Okay, back to this. Okay, so then you can keep building up your mascara. So as they're blinking, you can just keep adding the layers. You can kind of curl the brush as you're applying it, push it into their lashes. I find the easiest thing though is for them if they look down, okay? So if they're looking forward at you and you're trying to put this on, you're gonna get it up here. So make them look down and you're going to apply it. You can even go on top and kind of get that extra coat and then underneath and push it up. Do what works for you and kind of play with it a little bit. But the purpose of this mascara is that it literally builds up upon itself, layer by layer, just adds that extra oomph. Your mascara should not be chunky, it should be nice and flawless, and you just keep adding those layers. And I know because I have darker on, you can't see it as much, but it just builds them up like crazy. Okay, then take it, run it on the bottom. Hi Karen, how are you? Welcome ladies. I'm just running through on the makeup tutorial for this year, and the makeup packages. So if you guys have any questions at all, don't hesitate to ask. They are due this week, Thursday. So make sure you get them in. And then for those that are a little bit late, we'll have a second round. But if you want to make sure and ensure that you have it for your rehearsals, then we have to get it in right away by the end of this week, okay? So, and then you can re-dip. I am like a mascara snob. I love mascara. So I add as much as I possibly can to just kind of continue that process. But you can wipe off your brush and keep on going just so that you're not getting any too much extra. You just basically want to build that length and that volume up, okay? And then you can add it on the bottom too. But having that primer underneath is going to kind of act as a base layer already. And what I find the primer does, the Lash Primer, it adds, you know how mascara tends to fade throughout the day on the tips anyway? What I find is that it keeps my mascara looking amazing full length all day long, okay? Now, I don't know if you guys have these or not, but you can get them at Rexall for sure. I'm not sure if somewhere else has them, but they're just like the Rexall brand Q-tips. They are actually makeup Q-tips. So they're pointy. I love them to be able to put false lashes on as well. If I need to add a little bit of glue in extra places, then I love the tip ones, okay? So if you can find these, they just come in, where's my, oh here. They just come in like a clear thing like this, and they're specifically for makeup, and they're Q-tips. Just a little added, you don't need them, but they just help a little bit extra. Okay, we're almost done, you guys. How do you feel about this? Think you could do it and rock it? I know you can. Okay, so lips. I wanted to talk about lips because if you or if your daughter or you or whoever's wearing this has drier lips, okay? A lip stain's not going to settle evenly on their lips if it's really dry, okay? I'm just going to be honest. So you're going to want to go for the regular lipstick that's a little bit more creamy. But why some parents love the lip stain is because you can literally apply it. It stays put, and then you don't have to reapply it, okay? You can throw a gloss on over top if you want it to be a little bit more shimmery, but essentially it's not going to come off. So it's a total personal preference for you guys. So if you see on the order form under lips, lipstick or lip stain, this is the difference, okay? This one's good for drier lips. It's not going to show those little flakes and extra, whereas the stain's going to pick up on that. Yet, it's awesome because it stays put. So I'm going to leave that in your hands, what you find is best for you. I'm going to apply the lip stain, and then you can see what that is. The rest of it is just a regular red lipstick, okay? Yeah, so I'll just show you that, and then you can kind of gauge what is best for your daughter or you, okay? Now, this is not alcohol based. It's not going to sting anyone's lips. Its main ingredient is water. And it's not a two-step process, okay? You just apply this and leave it. You can put a gloss on, but that's going to break it down a little faster. So go like that. Now I let it sit for a minute, and then I apply a second coat, okay? That's what's gonna make it last all day. So I don't have any dry spots on my lip. If I were to dance, this would be my choice because then I don't have to worry about it. But again, I just like people to know that if you or your daughter has drier lips, to go with a regular lipstick so it doesn't pick up on those dry areas. All right, there you have it. Okay, guys, I am headed out now to enjoy my family day with my family. I hope you guys do the same. But if you have any questions whatsoever about any of the makeup that I talked about, the order form, send me a message. I should just let you know, too, these makeup wipes are amazing if you have to wipe something off really quickly. They last forever. I actually cut them in half and get double the use out of them as well because a little bit goes a long way. So these are also on the order form as well. And then the final thing that I do is I use setting spray, okay? So I just spray my entire face, Sure, it's going to be a little bit wet at first, but it dries, it stays put, it keeps it looking amazing. And again, that's what I use to spray my brushes for the eyeshadow. Okay, so you'll find that on the list as well. All right, but if you guys have any questions at all, don't hesitate to ask. That's what I'm here for. I appreciate you guys, and yeah, I can't wait to see all your guys' dances. I'm so excited for you, okay? Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you guys soon.